Hey everybody, welcome to this month's question of the month. If you've got a question that you want me to answer, go to yoganatomy.com/my question and I'll answer it for you. This month's question comes from Nikolai. It says, Dear David, my friend Simona gave me the good advice to check out your video and article on full lotus position. I practice Tibetan Buddhism. With the help from your simple exercises, I can now sit up to 30 minutes without pain. That's always a good thing. But another problem started to occur. I get totally numb in my right foot and lower leg after 20 minutes. It goes away if I stretch my legs and wiggle my toes a bit. So, is that harmful? Is there a way to reduce this? That's from Denmark. Okay. All right, Nikolai. Temporary numbness that goes away after you move your leg. I mean, we've all experienced this at different times, not even doing lotus. So, this is normal. So, it shouldn't be harmful. Of course, the more prolonged that period, there could be a problem that comes from it. So, be mindful of it. But let's back out of that for a second. Is there a way to reduce this? Which is kind of my thing, as you know, from the video. And of course, as you know, I have the free version even on this channel. There's a Lotus prep video. Multiple articles on the website about lotus, the knee, all this kind of stuff. And I also have an online workshop that is how to practice and teach lotus. So, and in that, we go through all the techniques and exercises and stretches that you can do to help your lotus. So, tingling, numbness kind of sensations come from two places, which is nervous or blood flow, right? So if you compress a nerve, you can create tingling and numbness. If you stretch a nerve, like for a prolonged period of time, that can create tingling and numbness. If you cut off blood supply, you can create tingling and numbness. So let's take all of these. Most commonly in lotus, the sciatic nerve is going to be, it has to lengthen, okay? Your nerves stretch. So when we take lotus and we externally rotate the leg for that lotus, the sciatic nerve is going to stretch and it's sitting underneath the piriformis muscle, which is also being stretched. And then you're sitting on that. So depending on how you're sitting, what you're sitting on, etc., can impact this. Both the stretching of the sciatic nerve as well as the compression of the sciatic nerve through the glutes and through the piriformis can lead to whole leg numbness, potentially, or even just the lower leg. My guess in your situation is your lower leg, it's your right foot. You didn't specify whether you're putting your right foot in first or second. In yoga, we tend to do the right foot first, but sometimes in other Asian practices, and I'm not sure about Tibetan Buddhism, how you've learned it anyway, whether it's your left foot first, right foot. Either way, when you put your leg up onto your thigh, if your ankle is sickling, which we talk about in all the other videos and articles on lotus, that by itself can stretch nerves as well as compress and reduce blood flow, even just locally. So that's one possibility. It could be still coming from your sciatic nerve and skipping a whole section and then ending up down there. But my guess is a combination of blood supply and nervous down on that right foot is what's causing that. You may ask, well, how do you get your right foot into a better position so there may be less sickling or less compression going on? Well, that's to get the foot higher. How do you get the foot higher? Well, it's not by just pulling it really hard. Don't do that. It's by opening the hips, which brings us all the way back to the beginning, which is what you've already started to do, which is do the simple exercises that I outline for opening the hip for lotus to be happier. It could just be that you need more time doing those exercises. Although it's helped, you just need to keep going with it. That's possible, because although we want to get that foot higher, that's for sure, the way to do that is by opening the hip more. Not by turning the knee more, not by changing that. Opening the hip more brings that foot into a better place. Okay? Now the other thing to consider, just throw it out there, because I sit, I can sit in full lotus. I can sit in full lotus for quite a while, but when you start getting above 30 minutes of sitting, you know, particularly in a Western body, I don't bother with full lotus. I just do simple cross-legged. I'm sitting on a meditation pillow on top of a cushion. Can sit for 45 minutes and I don't get any tingling or numbness. So depending on the techniques that you're doing, whether or not lotus is required is something to consider. Is it really necessary? There are certainly some techniques, absolutely, you know, might require lotus for some energetic thing, but typically for meditation, it shouldn't really matter. Okay? Hope that helps. Anybody else, you got a question? Go to yoganatomy.com/my question.